Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 197 today, and it is a very special day as it starts what we call the craftiest time of the year.
Yeah.
From the first week of November to the last week of December, this is a time where we're in grind. We are trying to get as many of our homemade gifts ready for the Christmas season, as that is something we celebrate. If you celebrate other holidays at the end of the year, this is just in preparation for that spirit.
Yeah.
We are excited to share this journey with you, and we hope that you get something out of it, maybe some ideas, maybe just holding yourself accountable, as this helps us hold us accountable to getting it done. Because, as it is, we're 7 to 8 weeks away from Christmas at this point.
Yeah.
We are getting there, folks. We are in the single digits for the weeks, getting down there.
Yeah.
And we have to get ready. So if you are wanting to hold yourself accountable, subscribe, like, share these videos. We are going to be getting it down. We're going to be sharing all the things that we do to help us, as we have done this for several years. Yeah. And it is something that we kind of anticipate. It is an adrenaline rush because we're always staying up late. We are binge watching our shows. We are getting stuff done, and we learn how to become very resourceful. Right. So
Sarah in the past has done it right down to the minute. So
up to 4 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning, to get the present done.
Yeah. So we're right in there with you, but we're starting this off strong. We have been working on things for other people, and this is just part one. We're excited to do this with you.
Yes.
So, a little bit of a story time. I was with Sarah's mother-in-law. We were having lunch, and it's kind of like a mother-in-law's lunch.
Just the mothers.
Yeah, I'm her son's mother-in-law, and she's my daughter's mother-in-law. So we were just kind of getting together, and we do this periodically, and just being able to talk about what's going on, health-wise with us and whatever. And so we're sitting there having lunch, and the waitress comes up and she starts talking about her ailments while we were talking about ours. And she really started getting, kind of friendly with us, and we're like, asking her questions and doing stuff, and she needs a hip realigned, and she's scared to go to the chiropractor. Anyway, so she goes about her business, and I give Arlene, which is her mother-in-law, a gift for her birthday, because her birthday is on the 18th of this month.
Yep.
And it was a purple and iridescent sun catcher for her car mirror, and I had been keeping it on my car mirror until I could see her. So my grandkids already are very familiar with it, and when they see it in her car, they're going to be very familiar with it. So it's really fun. But anyway, after I gave it to her, the waitress came back over, and she's like, "Oh, I love that. Do you?" And she's like, "Where'd you get that?" And Arlene says, "Well, she made it." And she goes, "Do you sell those?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, I want one." And I'm like, "Well, what's your favorite color?" And she's like, "Well, I like all colors, just pick a color." And I said, "No, you pick a color." And I said, "What's your favorite color?" And she said, "Black." I said, "Okay, we can do black." I said, "Do you like silver or gold?" And she said silver. I said, "Now go write those down with your name and your phone number, so when I get it done, I can call you." And she did, and she came back, and she's like, "I am so excited about this." And so when we were getting ready to leave and standing at the cashier, she's looking out the kitchen door, and she's like, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it. And I'm just like, well, I guess I know what I'm doing this afternoon. So I went home and I made a sun catcher for the waitress. It's black and it's iridescent.
It's so pretty.
And even the chain coming down has the black and the silver on it, which this was part of a necklace. And these were all different, different beads that I had. And then
one of my mom's fancy prisms.
yeah, these prisms are sold at Hobby Lobby, and I love the color that comes out of them. And then, just a little part to ball and chain to hook it to your mirror. So it is finished, and I'm going to, I waited until this video was done so that I could show you what it looks like, give you that good story, because I just love that. And I'm going to call her and let her know that it's done, and then, maybe let her know that we have a channel and she can watch the process, that we did this on our channel. Because I was making one for her, and because I had given Sarah's mother-in-law, Arlene, hers, I don't have one on my car mirror anymore. So my favorite color...
Unacceptable.
Yeah. My favorite color is bubblegum pink.
That's why she wears this all the time.
Yeah. So, and gold. I like gold. So, I made one for me. Now, it's all the beads around, but it's also the actual prism ball, and I have it on a keychain, and so it will just keep going around and around and around.
That's so cool.
And, so that's what I made for myself. I expect that I'm probably going to be making more. And because I know several other people that would probably love to have them for Christmas or whatever. But, and then over the week, I have a little 3-foot, I think it's a 3-foot Christmas tree that I keep in a old rusted milk
jug.
Yeah, those old milk tanks that the
used to be
the farmers had.
They used to transport the milk. Big volumes of milk in them.
I cannot think of the word. Anyway,
Oh, good.
so I put my 3-foot tree in there, and I keep it all year round. I don't decorate it all year per se. I just love pine trees, and it's in a section of my living room, and I just love to look at it. On the milk container, rusted milk container, I have stenciled an S years ago, and then recently I found a necklace that I'm never going to wear. Big, chunky.
It's really pretty.
It looks like fake diamonds, but it's in black.
It's kind of like show. What's it called? Show jewelry? No. I'm gonna look it up. I know exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You would know exactly what I mean when I say.
But it's a big, chunky, almost looks like diamonds in black settings, and it's black chain, and it fits around the neck of this milk container. This, whatever those are called. There's a name for them. And so I decided I wanted to make something for my tree. But when I put it in the tree, I wasn't so impressed with it. But around I have this all sitting on a round table with a tablecloth. And I decided to take it down, this decoration that I made, and put it around on the round table, and it's very pretty there. But now I'm going to show you what I did. what I decided was that I needed to make a garland for the tree, and out of my own beads, but I was doing it on a string, and when I went to go tie it together, the string ended up breaking and all my beads went flying.
Yeah, she was pretty upset about it.
So I decided to put it on wire. Now, wire's stronger, and it's costume jewelry.
Costume jewelry.
Yes.
Sorry. I was just looking up show jewelry, and I'm like, that's not working.
All of a sudden it came into my head.
Fashion jewelry, and that's
Yeah.
like costume. It's costume jewelry.
So I took 4 different beads and I fashioned my own garland. So I don't know if you can see this, but okay, there's a long, thin iridescent one, a gold bead, more of a
Pear-shaped.
a round faceted iridescent, and then a pearl. And then I just kept doing that in the same order all the way down, and made it. It's pretty long, probably. I think it's probably taller than I am. Maybe.
It might be 6 foot.
Yeah, but when I put it on my tree, I just was not impressed with how it laid on there and stuff. And maybe it's just the way I put it. But on the table, because the jewelry's already on that milk jug thing, this shimmers and shines and makes it really pretty. So I think I just might get some nice white lights for that tree and have this be down on the table, because it's my own little personal tree. My husband usually puts up the other tree and decorates it with his stuff. Well, our stuff, but it's that's his thing to do. He loves Christmas. He loves to decorate for it, and I just let him, because I'm more of a, just a smaller tree, a smaller thing, and something that's just gonna last over the years. Okay. So I made this, and now I'll just put it around that table, and it can sit there all year, because it's not really Christmas. It's just something pretty that I like. I love golds. I love shine. I love, being able to, it looks like diamonds shining and gold together and pearls. And so that's just kind of what I do. And what I've done now, I am working on a blanket, but I am only maybe halfway done with it, because I was working with the beads this week. So
I took a photo, and I kind of edited it a little bit so that some things would stay private in the location of our house.
Yeah.
My mom's house. But this is the tree she's talking about. She has it in that old rusted like milk tank container.
Yeah.
She stenciled that S, and she put this she decorated it at the base, right where the handles are, right where it tapers in the neck. That really cool costume jewelry, and it really just stands out really well, but it allows my mom to always have a means to celebrate using the tree method, as we do. We tend to do. We decorate our plants kind of on theme for whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And evergreens, they're just always there, so it's just fun.
That's what Michigan is. There's a bunch of evergreens here.
Well, the Maslodons, they're not mammoths, but they're the furry elephant looking creatures that lived a long time ago. Yeah. In our Natural History Museum downtown, you can go down there and see what sort of life has lived in this area based off of the fossil records and based off of the things that we have learned over time. And even in our country, like our country area where we have farmers, they're not that far away. Yeah. There have been unearthed full Mastodon skeletons and stuff.
Yeah, mastodons.
Mastodons, I don't know how to say it. But when you go down there, they have a diagram, like a huge version of what a similar life-size version of these creatures would look like, kind of to people.
Right.
It's a huge statue. But these things would eat off of the trees, specifically pine trees.
Oh.
They liked to eat pine trees.
Wow. Wow.
They ate pine trees.
So we're lucky we even have them.
But that's why they lived in our area, because that was part of their diet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess the pine cones would still go down, and
Yeah. But the
So-
natives that, from what, I don't know the historical, like, what, when, or how we correlated as humans to that time period, but it seems that there was humans alive and along the time, alongside those animals. From what I can remember from the, and just the scale size.
Yeah.
How they would kind of, cohabitate with each other, because, again, they're kind of the vegetarian giants, so to
Right.
speak. Kind of like how certain dinosaurs were. I mean, I know we don't think of it this way, but because of my son, I know a lot about dinosaurs. My son, learning that Triceratopses. So, thinking Land Before Time, Sarah out of the
Yeah.
group. Yes. She's so small because she's a baby in this group. But when you
Yeah.
think of the adults, they're huge. They're huge. But you're thinking they're kids compared to the adults, right?
right.
Sarah's dad, the reason why he was such a grumpy dinosaur is because those dinosaurs were the size of almost like school buses.
Oh.
They were about
Wow.
that tall and that long from like nose to tail end.
Right.
And with their horns and their stature, like their low center of gravity,
Wow.
they were one of the herbivores that could take on a T-Rex.
Wow.
So they were an aggressive leaf eater
Right.
because of the other predators that were around. And it was how they defended themselves.
Right.
That's why they had the horns. And I just find that very interesting, because when you think of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, a squirrel can take you down depending on how hyper it is. Don't get me wrong, we've all seen it. But it's one of those things where it's like when you're thinking of animals that eat non-meat
Right.
or they're non-meat eaters, you don't think of them as being aggressive. They can get startled, they can get scared,
Right.
they can react out of that, but they're not aggressive animals. They're
Right.
just reacting out of what they have to do to survive. But no, and so I just think I don't like the scale of these animals.
Right. Right.
I don't know, man. It's okay. Doing what you gotta do. But I just find it very interesting. The other day, I have been navigating a lot of different things. So last week was Halloween, and I had to work on a couple of things for my son's costume. Thought we were going to be able to do the vampire that he wanted to be, but I could not find the vampire teeth that I would have found acceptable for him in time. I would have to plan ahead of time. He still wants to do that, so probably we'll have to plan ahead of time next
For
year.
next year, yeah.
But luckily, we're very close to a Dollar Tree who did have some masks still available at a reasonable price. And due to the mask that I was able to find for him, which was like a ninja mask, I was able to kind of think, okay, well, I can put him in all black, so like a long sleeve black shirt, black jeans, get him all in black. And then I could create some dimension with some sashes to kind of create some sort of like, belt situation going on, and because obviously he can't, even if they're fake, even if they're cardboard, he cannot have weapons at school. It's just
Yes.
it cannot be an image that is presented at school.
Right.
So what I did was I made arm cuffs so that it would just be a way for him to bounce off and things, hypothetically, and I put a sticker on his black shirt, like a paper tape and wrote on it that he was a ninja in training. And so I knitted this thing in a single evening. Because I measured with yarn, because we all do that, right? Not just me. Don't have a fabric tape measure, so you just take some string and you just wrap it around until you, or go to the length, cut it, and then know what the length is.
Yeah.
That's what I did with the kid. And then I made these little arm cuffs. So they're practically like sweatbands. They can slip on and be on your wrist. He likes these. And I kind of made some dimension, and I chose these colors because these colors were similar to his mask. And he loved it. He's like, Mom, you did amazing work. You're so cool. And I'm like, well, you're going to be cool too. You're a ninja in training. And I realized that it was kind of a put together thing, right? A lot of the other kids at the school had already pre-bought costumes. I kind of felt bad, but he didn't seem to notice. He was quite confident in his costume.
He still had a costume.
And he still had one. And
Yeah.
it's something that he can adapt and still use. And it can grow with him in some ways.
Yeah.
Or it can be, and I just like that it was kind of like, he really liked it. And it was one of those like, Mom, you're able to make it work. And I was like, well, I'm trying my best here. But outside of that, because of Halloween, had to make that work. But when November hit and the weekend, I really started thinking, wow, the cold is coming.
Yeah.
And that means that Christmas is coming. Yeah. I really need to start thinking about this. Like, I really need to start thinking about this. And so, like, I made a list of all the people that I would want to, be able to, give gifts, be able to celebrate with Christmas, who I normally am able to, who I would still like to reach this year.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to give myself the best set of successes possible. I'm trying to think through everything that I want to give. And not everything's going to be homemade. It's just not possible. Some things are going to be just things I know that they would appreciate. Things that I know that would work. I've also been seeing people who go to Goodwills or like secondhand stores and are able to assemble gifts from random things, like a basket, a nice throw blanket. Okay. That means that because I got these two baseline things that at a regular store would have cost them like over $20, they got those things for $5. Then they're able to go to the store and be able to afford the popcorn, no, they didn't do popcorn. They did wine, cheese, and crackers.
Yeah.
And that was able to create a budgeted gift that they were able to give to a loved one. And I was like,
and they probably enjoyed it very much because they're fitting it right to them.
But I liked that some of the things that we have in our brain, we know what we're going for, what we want it to look like. We don't have to buy it all brand new. Right. A lot of the stuff can be secondhand, and then your budget, the bigger part of the budget that you're gonna want to do new, like whether it be wine or something something specific, like a brand new, like good candy or whatever, like, because we have like a homemade candy maker in town. My mother-in-law loves them, but like those things could be added with a secondhand item and it be a cohesive gift based off of what you're doing. And I would suggest to you to go to those people that know how to look for those things and create those cohesive gift ideas, secondhand gift ideas that are not just cheap. They are still thoughtful. They are still mindful. They're still considerate. My best friend, she's thinking about having a whole bunch of us moms and possibly even grandmas come together for a gift exchange, meaning toys that our kids or our grandkids no longer use that we're able to put on the table. We're able to then peruse the table and see if there's anything from someone else's pile that could benefit or work for what we need. The right size clothes for the kids that are growing up. gently used toys and interests, whether it be name brand characters or books or whatever, that can then be passed along so that we have a little bit more options and variety that not only alleviate the spots that Christmas toys need a spot to go, right? So you're kind of emptying out your kids' room to be able to have a space for the new toys, so you're not just piling it on and creating a huge mess.
Right.
I thought that that was a really good idea. But another one that I figured out was what I'm doing now for my father-in-law.
Right.
So my father-in-law really likes the pattern paisley. I had to look it up what it was originally, and apparently it was some sort of like, way back, it was a pattern like scarf that, you know, men would tie around their necks.
Right.
So it was like, that was their, because a lot of men's fashion really hasn't evolved too greatly.
Right.
It's the suits, and it's just the way that suits fit more or less than it actually being a big drastic change from what the suits are at a baseline. But the decorative part of their suit would be the pop of color at their collar, whether it be a tie, you know, an ascot, whatever it was called at the time, or it was the square that they would put in their pocket that was that pop of color.
Yeah.
And paisley was one of those considered posh, very elegant styles that was then adapted to men's fashion for those specific things. Now, obviously, in today's culture, we've been able to mass produce patterns in a way that kind of give them a little bit more use, right? So, like plaids are not, or plaids and plaits and those different types of designs are not just more Scottish traditions. They can be used for different things now too. But you have this, which my father-in-law loves so much, he wears it in so many different ways.
Well, and it also kind of looks like a peacock, which he really likes.
Mm-hmm. Well, when he was over a couple of years ago, we have a pull-out bed in our couch that would allow him to be able to stay with us if he needed to when he visited, because he lives in Florida and we're in Michigan. And he wanted to buy his own bedding. Even though we had bedding, he wanted his own bedding for when he was there. And he chose a paisley pattern, which my husband is like, of course you would, because my husband loves very loud patterns. He doesn't. He hates them. And so what I did was, sadly this year, the frame of our pull-out mattress completely went shot. It snapped in half, and so we're hoping to be able to either figure out what we're doing, or maybe that's just time for us to get a new couch, or how have you. But my father-in-law is likely not going to be able to stay with us for a while. So what I did was, I was thinking, I really want to hone in on the fact that he really likes this, and he likes homemade things. He finds that he really likes homemade items. He's kind of a connoisseur of people's artwork. Artisan work.
Yes.
He's traveled around the world where he finds different things, and he loves to collect that. He finds value in the way that people create art in this world.
And that is so great.
Yes. So what I did was, I kind of got, or an already clean, obviously, pillow case, which this bedding came with 2 pillowcases, and because he only ever used one at a time, it still works if he ever came over or needed it when he ever wanted to like bring the bedding. 1 pillowcase is gonna be fine. But I took a swatch and I put it in one of my favorite hoops that I got from my great aunt that is no longer with us. And I don't plan to give him the hoop. I'll get another one because I already have the dimensions for this one. But I kind of created a shape of interest on top of the piece of the paisley pattern. And what I'm doing is I asked him what his favorite colors were. And he said every shade of blue is his favorite. And I'm like, oh, I like that. And so what I'm doing is, obviously you're going to be able to see, I'm covering what I've done, this paisley. And obviously this paisley is in the pattern shades that this, you know, this pattern is. It's maroons and dark greens and kind of like khaki, and it's very pretty. But what I'm doing is I'm embroidering, using all these other blues over it, and making and creating not only definition and interest, but going over these patterns with different embroidery stitches to not only embroider it, but to make it his favorite colors. So this can be a wall hanging,
Yeah,
or a desk presentation or something, an artistic piece. And so this is one of the things I am making as a Christmas gift, because it's things I already had in my house that I can just sit and do and keep my hands busy.
yes.
And look at, it fits in a
Ziploc
Ziploc bag. I don't have to have this big, huge tote. I can throw that in my purse.
And it goes everywhere.
So it's
nice.
So I have room to be creative in so many different ways. I don't have to make everything by hand for it to be homemade. And that's something I might do this year. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to see me probably go crazy once I get a couple of ideas up my sleeve. And then I'm going to need to get them out, right? It's going to be an itch that has to be scratched. And it will happen, because it always happens this time of year. And I will be marathoning my way through no sleep like crazy.
Right.
But when I say Christmas doesn't always have to be a commercial holiday, Christmas doesn't have to be a who can produce what valued gift holiday.
Right.
Christmas is intentionality and being able to show the person that you see them in the way that they need to be seen, and the way that it is that it affects them at that moment the best, and the way that you can celebrate them being in your lives. So any way that you can do that, whether it be with secondhand gifts, repurposing old things, or just being able to find a way to be like, I just know that you like the smell. I know, again, I'm bringing up my best friend, but my best friend, I went to hang out with her the other day, and she lost her mind over a deodorant. You want to know why? Because Old Spice came out with a pumpkin spice deodorant, and my best friend loves pumpkin spice so much that she had to buy it so that she could have her armpits smell like pumpkin spice. And
wow.
I don't mean to call her out, but it's one of those things where it's like the small things. It's the small things where it's like they're gonna use it because it's them.
Yeah.
You can find things that might seem silly to you, but are gonna be like, you get it.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's what I want you to be focused on.
Yes.
Thrift it, repurpose it, find it, figure it out, and just find ways to be able to show off that you've seen them.
Yes. We have a quote here today that goes right along with that. I don't know who said it. It's unknown. But the quote is, don't ever save anything for a special occasion. Every day you're alive is a special occasion. So, we don't know who said that, but whoever said it is very astute. I like that.
I picked it today, and some of the reasons why I did it is because I have started a project that is scary for me. It's not only fulfilling, because I obviously want to see it to its completion, but but being able to prove to this promise to myself that I can complete it is going to be very important to me.
Right.
And being able to make that decision of, I'm not going to continue to tell myself I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it today.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on it every single day. It doesn't have to be perfect every single day. I just have to keep working on it and seeing what progress I can make.
And that little bit each day gets it done.
So it might not be the wine in your cupboard, but it could be.
Yeah.
Say for a special occasion. It could just be the intentionality of not waiting for that perfect time to do it. Right now is the perfect time to do it. Right now is the time to start believing in yourself. You don't have to have something happen for that to be real.
Yeah.
Start now. So, As always, we thank you for joining us today, and we hope that this has inspired you to get ready for the craftiest time of the year.
Yes.
And until next time, we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.